Thanks for listening to Faith Points Radio, FPRN.
And good morning to each and every one, or whatever time it is, wherever you're at, whenever you're watching this particular program. I am so thankful to be here with you. I'm Dr. Michael Lane, and, I want to talk to you today here on hashtag Think Positive Thursday about something that's so near and dear to all of us, right? Think about this. It's called clutter. 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 But I want to talk to you about the importance of decluttering our mind. We'll start with that. When I come back, that's what we're going to talk about, okay? So stay tuned.
From Faith Points Radio Network, we welcome you to Bound to Excel with Dr. Michael Lane. We believe you will enjoy the content of today's program that will be filled with information for spirit, mind, and body. Now, here's your host, author, speaker, and counselor, Dr. Michael Lane.
One of the things that you notice when you start decluttering is how so much of the clutter in your house reflects the clutter in the mind. If you're hanging on to clothes that don't fit, hey, guilty. I've done that, and I've actually cleared out some of the closet of some of those items that I know that are just not going to fit me anymore, and they're so outdated. I mean, come on, let's face it. And some of those threads, they're almost threadbare. Or what about that ugly vase or vase, depends on where you're at, that your mama gave you for Christmas, or the exercise bike you might get around to using. You don't just have a problem with too much stuff. You have a problem letting go. That's the big issue that we have in our lives. Chances are you're also hanging on to a whole bunch of bad feelings, maybe some ill-founded assumptions, maybe some old grievances and future worries. What about tomorrow? Well, what about it? Let tomorrow take care of itself. If it does, and it will, if it feels good to declutter your house, it feels even better to declutter your mind. And here are some things that I want to talk to you about. These are some useful, useful expert tips to make some space in your mind. Think about it. Use some meditation and prayer. Oh, yeah. Now, you don't have to do the full sitting on a cushion in a darkened room thing to benefit from meditation or prayer. If you're feeling overwhelmed, some simple breathing techniques can really help you calm down and focus. For a few minutes, focus only on your breathing and nothing else. If your mind wanders or gets back into worrying groove, that groove, the one that you really don't want to be in, you must put that aside and come back to focus on your breath and your breathing. Ask God to help you declutter. It's a process. And the second thing I want to discuss with you is to write it down. It can help to write down anything that's on your mind. Once all these worries are down on paper, you can prioritize them and work out a plan to deal with them. You can also assess them to identify what's essential and what isn't. When you can see what's important, you can focus your energy and free up some of that mental space. That's an important thing, folks, because we allow a lot of clutter in our brains and we wonder why we have all this cycling going on. Why is it I've got all this cycling going on in my brain? I'm thinking about one thought after another or whatever. It's because it's cluttered. You've got to clear that out, folks. A number 3 tip that I want to give you is stay in the present, okay? Today is today. Handle it now. Brooding over the past and worrying about the future take up a lot of space in your mind and achieve precisely nothing. Let go of regret over past mistakes or resentment of past slights and move on. Keep your focus on what you can influence right here, right now. That's so important, my friend. Okay, number 4. And if you can't write all these down, I want you to send me a message and I will send this out to you, okay? I will get this right out to you through email. Make sure I have your email address and your name. That's important. Okay, number 4. Do one thing at a time. Multitasking is not only overrated, it's very inefficient. It also leads to greater anxiety, and you never do any one thing properly. I mean, I understand this, okay? Been there, done that. Focus on doing things methodically and thoroughly. As you finish one task, move on to the next, okay? Number 5, control all the incoming data or data, depends on if you're a Star Trekkie fiend or not. We talk about being available 24/7 and the 24-hour news cycle, but there is only one person who can control that. You. You can choose to switch off your computer, your smartphone, and TV and control the amount of data your brain is trying to process. Decluttering your mind will pay off in all sorts of ways you hadn't imagined. You will be more productive, less stressed, and more motivated to do what you really want to get accomplished. And you know, it really is the truth. Now, I want to give you one thing here today, besides these tips I've given you. I'm going to give you one, let's call it an assignment. Whenever you kind of clear out the brain, get those files going there. There are some files that we have filed away that we don't need, and we need to get rid of them. And that's the way it is in the brain. There are things in there that just need to go. Declutter the brain. Declutter your spirit. Ask God to help you with that. And he will. He really will. But the next thing that I want to talk to you about is, as you are approaching getting that accomplished and then approaching going into that room or that storage area where stuff is, and you're wanting to clear out some of that clutter, spend 15 minutes doing it. That's it. 15-minute segments. And if today you can only do 15 minutes worth of going through boxes and clearing out the stuff, trashing it, that's great. 15 minutes. That's all that I recommend that you do. And then you can, I believe, take it to the next step up. But you have to do one thing at a time. Declutter the mind, get your spirit in sync with the mind and with the body and with the efforts that you have. But whenever you really get into decluttering that room, only spend 15 minutes, because as you're decluttering your mind, you're not going to spend a whole lot more time than that, right? And so do it in 15-minute segments. That way it's not going to feel overwhelming. All right. Well, I wish you the best. We'll have more on this next week, and I will be sharing some more tips with you on decluttering, because it is a very important thing for us. And we're humans, and we like to gather and collect stuff. I'm no different. I'm no different, and I'm not telling you something that I don't want to practice at all, because I do. But I will tell you that if you would like more information, we have these nice little tip sheets that we can send out from the Dr. Michael Lane Center for Redirection. And if you'll just hit me up, just send me a message through email. You can do that, info@boundtoexcel.com. Or if you're on Facebook, send me a message. It's okay. Just send me a message, and I will see to it that we get one of these tip sheets to you. And we'd like for you to be able to sign up for our newsletter and just, let's stay in touch. I think it's important, and be a support team and a support system during some very great situations that go on in our life, because we all have them, right? And we understand the importance of that. So, well, with that being said, I'm going to get off of here. I thank you so much. And by the way, tune in to faithaudio.org, faithaudio.org. And that is our radio station. And we'd be just thrilled to see you there. As a matter of fact, while you're decluttering things, tune it in, listen to some great inspiration. All right. God bless. Have a great week. And I'll see you next time on #Think Positive Thursday.